Welcome to Flip Your Script, the vodcast from the American College of Lifestyle Medicine that's all about clinicians redefining care through lifestyle medicine. My name is Dr. Padmaja Patel, and I'm the current president of the American College of Lifestyle Medicine. I'm board certified in internal medicine and lifestyle medicine. In just around 15 minutes, we'll bring you 5 key takeaways from leading experts and practitioners who are using evidence-based lifestyle medicine to transform patient outcomes. From practical strategies to success stories, we focus on the how of lifestyle medicine to empower you to make an impact in your practice and beyond. For today's episode, we're honored to have Dr. Jonathan Bonnet with us. Dr. Bonnet is board certified in sports medicine, obesity medicine, family medicine, and lifestyle medicine. He serves as an associate professor affiliate at Stanford University School of Medicine and is the program director of medical weight loss at the Clinical Resource Hub Weight Management Center at the Palo Alto VA Hospital. A dedicated leader in the field, Dr. Bonnet serves on the board of the American Board of Lifestyle Medicine and co-chairs the American College of Lifestyle Medicine's 30-hour CME board review course. He is an advisor for Emory University's Lifestyle Medicine Interest Group and has previously served on ACLM's board. Dr. Bonnet, welcome to Flip Your Script. We're so excited to have you here. How are you doing?
I'm doing quite lovely. It's an honor to be here, so thank you for the kind introduction.
Wonderful. So let's begin our discussion by focusing on an essential aspect of lifestyle medicine, which is behavior change. We recognize that initiating and sustaining behavior change can be a challenge. Given this, I'm eager to really hear your insights on effective strategies. Could you share your recommended approaches for clinicians to overcome the common barriers to behavior change?
That is a great question. And really, behavior change is at the crux of lifestyle medicine. I mean, trying to help people facilitate, support them, making those healthy behavior changes is really what we're trying to inspire, I think, with patients and in communities. One of my mentors and friends, and I actually didn't even mean to have this here, but so we literally have an entire lifestyle medicine handbook on just an introduction to the power of healthy habits. So it's not really appearing very well. But anyway, Dr. Beth Frates, she's the primary author, and some of my colleagues, but we tried to make it as practical as possible and being able to help facilitate that. And there are lots of techniques, strategies, motivational interviewing, the trans-theoretical model of change. But I think really most of it is about sort of that idea of the coach approach, meeting patients where they are at, understanding their resources, their barriers, their preferences, their values, really getting to the why of what they wanted, of why they want to change their behavior, what matters to them, instead of what is the matter with them. I think once you can connect with people and help them sort of make that internal connection of these healthy behaviors are going to allow me to live the life I want to live, do the things I want to do, then I think you have a lot of intrinsic motivation built up. And then you can really inspire a lot of these positive changes to happen. Because for the people, it becomes something that they want to do because they know it allows them to achieve the goals that are most important to them.
Wonderful. Yeah, so let me address another important topic, which is, again, for lifestyle medicine successes. We often don't give enough credit to the role our environments play in shaping our choices, right? The people we meet, the places we visit, and this various stimuli that we encounter all day long can deeply influence the choices we make. So knowing this, what tips do you usually offer to your patients to help them reshape their physical and social surroundings to foster healthier behaviors and support a more sustainable lifestyle change?
Such a good question. And it really speaks to my public health background heart here of environment driving so much of what we do. And I think there's even some quotes out there of, you don't change people's behaviors, you change their environment, and their behaviors adapt to the new environment that they're in. And I think that really is very true. I mean, I think there is certainly a time and a place for clinicians working one-on-one with people to really help motivate and help transform people's lives. But again, people don't have infinite willpower and can't necessarily have the autonomy to make all the choices that maybe even they want to make, right? The choices people make are subordinate to the choices that they have. And when their environment is totally built against them achieving all those healthy behaviors, it makes it really difficult. So I think for me, the takeaway is control what you can control, which are
Mhm.
things sort of internal to you, your own environment, sort of immediately. But then also do what you can to help influence the community around you, right? Whether that's garnering social support, changing default food environments, working to clean up your own kitchen or cabinets or pantry, so that all your choices are healthy. But again, we all have to go out into the real world and pass all those delicious fast food signs and all these unhealthy options that are around us. And so again, it really comes back to understanding your why and then being very focused on doing that. But I do a lot of my work in obesity medicine. And I mean, obesity really is a public health problem that manifests in individuals. And so I think once we recognize that, hey, we're all in this collectively together. And if we really want to inspire true health, I mean, we really have to have a community public health effort to really make this the default choices so that people aren't stuck relying on willpower, because willpower doesn't get you all the way till the end. It certainly helps and is necessary, but it really is insufficient when we're talking about global health change at a national scale.
Absolutely. And those making those default choices, healthier choices, right? Making it easier. And yeah, I couldn't emphasize enough on that. And you talked about obesity medicine, and I know with your expertise in obesity medicine and your role on the ACLM's GLP-1 task force, I'm really interested in discussing GLP-1 receptor agonist medications and their role in obesity management. A topic I know that's been kind of getting a lot of attention and media and public attention, clearly because of the efficacy of medications. We know treating obesity can be a complex, and it often feels like a cycle of relapse and recovery. Given the intricacies of the modern US healthcare environment, how can we more effectively tackle the challenges of obesity management?
Oh man, another tough $1 trillion question there. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think we could just wave a magic wand and make this disappear. We could all just be on a GLP-1 and obesity's gone. It would be lovely if it were that simple and that easy. It is a very complicated issue, right? I mean, we know that there's genetics that play a role, but we know that environment and lifestyle are probably equally, if not more, impactful in terms of influencing weight. And again, if you just look at statistics, when you look at 73% of adults having overweight or obesity, I mean, in the VA, it's almost 80% of veterans with overweight or obesity where I work. And if you think about how could almost everyone in the population have this problem if this is just an individual issue, right? If it's just a one-on-one person, why is basically the entire population susceptible to that? And so I think just at first principle, clearly there's something going on that's larger than oneself. Most people are not trying to gain weight or have the condition of obesity, but they find themselves in that state. And again, that's really influenced by our environments. And the data is pretty clear on how we've sort of gotten here of basically the last probably 50 years,
Sure.
from the mid 1970s until now. Now, obviously, the GLP-1s, I think, are an incredible invention. I think there's a ton of promise. I think there's still a lot of unknowns surrounding them. Just full disclosure, I use a lot of them in my practice, and we're treating sort of complex, higher level obesity. And I think certainly the risks justify the potential benefits in the patients that we use it in. But they're always layered on top of lifestyle. I mean, even if you look at the package insert for these drugs, I mean, they're only to be prescribed as adjuncts to a reduced calorie diet and increased physical activity. So it's literally written that lifestyle is part of the treatment, no matter what you choose to do. So it's not an either or, it can be an and. And so I think that's the important part here. It's not, should I do lifestyle changes or should I take medication? It's, you should definitely do lifestyle changes, and maybe some people would benefit from life or from medications as well. So I think, again, to me, they're just tools. And again, you can use tools very well and you can use tools quite poorly. So I think as long as you have someone who is intelligently using the tools you have, I think it's a wonderful boon and potential option that people didn't have before. And I have many, many stories of patients totally transforming their lives on GLP-1s. I have patients totally transforming their lives with lifestyle too. But again, for some people, that is the thing that they needed. And for whatever reason, it works really well and they're finding a lot of success in that. I think probably the thing that I'm most excited about with medications is that I think in many ways they can be conduits to enable people to actually improve their lifestyle, right? It's not like you just give people these drugs and they just stop eating, less healthy food and all of a sudden
Yeah.
they lose weight and they're totally healthy. I mean, even if you look at data from what people are buying when they're on these medications, they actually start eating more fruits and vegetables and lean proteins and sort
Yeah,
of calorie reduced types of foods. They're eating less snack foods. They're eating out less pizza, less fast food, less soda. So they're actually making healthier choices. Now, I don't know if that the medication is doing that to their brain or they are just listening to our advice and hopefully taking that into account
yeah,
too. But if the goal here is really to help people change their lives and adopt all these healthy behaviors, I mean, they truly, in many cases, are conduits to enabling people to do that. So, from my perspective, I see that as a huge benefit to lifestyle medicine. We have an efficacious pharmaceutical molecule here that is also facilitating behavior change. And for those who still may be unhappy that we're using pharmaceuticals or medications, I mean, I would just come back to the idea of like tobacco cessation. We have no
mhm,
problem giving people nicotine replacement to help them get off smoking because we know it's incredibly addictive and it dramatically improves success rates. And that is a total behavior change shift that we're trying to help people adopt, the habit of not smoking. And again, obesity is a little bit different, but conceptually, we already use pharmaceuticals for some issues that we're dealing with that are lifestyle related. So to me, it's not a huge stretch to say, well, is there a role in some people for something like this to, again, help inspire all those lifestyle changes that we want to help facilitate people making?
absolutely. Very well said. So, what approaches or strategies have been proven successful in creating long-term behavior change in patients struggling with obesity? I know you treat these patients all day long, and what is it that really works? I mean, apart from medications.
I mean, I will just premise with it is not easy. I wish every patient who came to see me just, I was just magical and, could make everyone, change their, behaviors and
Sure.
strategies. Again, I think one thing that's helped me a lot personally and professionally, I think is being very empathetic and understanding and non-judgmental people. Most of the
Mhm.
people who are coming to our clinic have tried to lose weight probably 50 or 100 times, right? They have
Yeah.
been down this road. They have been told they need to eat better and exercise more and all that stuff. And it clearly has not worked, right? I mean, people have been struggling with this disease for decades. So all of those things are clearly, while well intended, clearly for those patients are inadequate. So I think being non-judgmental to people is really helpful. Or helping them recognize that you care and are there to support them, and also not being overly demanding, right? I mean, I can tell you what a perfect sort of diet would look like. I can give you the ideal exercise regimen, but it's not realistic for most people to do. And if it's
Right.
not realistic, they're not going to do it and we're not going to get anywhere. So I think recognizing that you need to meet people where they're at, make slow changes as they are ready, and not force things upon them. And again, to me, any movement forward is still progress. And again, this is a chronic disease. This is a lifelong thing that we're probably going to be dealing with. And so I think recognizing that patience is important. And then again, I think being really reinforcing for the things that they are doing well, and then not sort of spending too much time on the negative things of just saying, hey, you know what? Life happens. We all fall off the wagon. Like
Mhm.
everybody's going to have days where, hey, they may choose the less healthy option, and that's okay. It's really about sort of the long-term success here, not any individual moment or day. And then I think again, as again, we use medications, but you have patients who are not on them too. But I think for them, it can be a reinforcing kind of agent of they are seeing some success. And I think for many of them, it's honestly reminding them of success. I mean, it's very
Yes.
weird. I see patients all the time and um, they will have lost 20 or 30 or 40 pounds and then they hit a plateau and they think, well,
Right.
this program's just not working anymore. I'm not losing any weight. And they get, quite disappointed. And, I'm here looking objectively at all their weights and I'm like, I look at your weights over the last year and all they have done is come down, 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 down. Now I
Yeah.
understand from a, patient perspective, they're living in the day to day, week to week. And again, half a pound, 1 pound feels like nothing when you have 100 pounds to lose. But when you sort of have the advantage of a little bit of objective perspective of just data and numbers, you can also sort of remind them that you've done so much wonderful work. Like, this is
Mhm.
amazing. You've lost 40 pounds. Like, we should be really excited about this. And I think when you can show excitement and also sort of get them inspired and help them sort of relive the success they've had, I think it does help them sort of get back on the horse and say, you know what, like, he's right. Like, I am doing well. Like, it feels like I'm kind of stuck, but I think part of it can be a little bit of cheerleading to say, hey, like, you're doing great. And I think once you can sort of connect with people like that, I think they respond very positively to that. And then they can also sort of re-inspire themselves to, continue to do all the things that they've been doing.
Wow. Wow. This is great. Well, we've had a fantastic discussion, but unfortunately, we're out of time. Dr. Bonnet, thank you so much for taking the time today to share your wisdom and expertise. And thank you to all of you for tuning into today's episode of Flip Your Script. We hope today's conversation with Dr. Bonnet has inspired you with practical insights into how lifestyle medicine is transforming care and empowering both patients and clinicians. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Stay connected with us for more episodes featuring clinicians who are rewriting the script on health, one patient at a time. Until next time, take action, make an impact, and keep flipping the script on healthcare. I will see you in the following video. Thank you.